My name is Judith Christelle Roberts Box, and I'm 88 years old. Excuse me, 88 and a half. Well, I was born in Pearson, Georgia, many years ago. Let's see, probably like 1929. I grew up on a farm in Georgia. I had two sisters and two brothers. The two brothers came along later in life, but mainly just the two, excuse me, my two sisters. The boys came along when I was a teenager. But I grew up in a small town, and it was an agricultural town. The tobacco was raised during the summer, and everybody worked on the tobacco, put it in the tobacco barns, and it was sold and whatnot. It was a lot of hard work. And they don't really have it there in Georgia now, but back in the olden days they did. Well, let's see, I had a job in Jacksonville, and that's where I met my future husband in Jacksonville. I was probably 18 years old at the time. And a couple of years later, we got married, and he attended the University of Miami, was going to school down there. So we married and moved to South Florida, Miami. He played football, and we had a year left in school when we got married. And we stayed down there until all three of our daughters were born, and then we just moved a little bit north to Fort Lauderdale. This is my house in Plantation, Florida. We lived here for many, probably at least 50 years. I moved here in 1964, I guess it was. This is my living room here. And my family room back here. I do a lot of reading in the chairs in here. My part of my dining room here. And my kitchen. I see a lot of things in disarray here. But it's livable, very livable. We have so many pictures out here to gather pictures of family, and they're all in disarray. But that's my patio. This one's fallen, not quite ripe, but it will ripen in a few days. With the rain, we have a lot of limbs down. You can see the mangoes on the tree. I don't consider myself old until I've been walking a long time, and I'll say, oh my, I feel pretty tired. But I feel young. I feel young inside. I really do. I don't
You're
feel
young at heart.
I guess that's what you would say, young at heart. I don't.
Yeah.
I only think about it when I get tired. And as my years pile on, it seems like I don't have as much energy as I used to. I live by myself in my home. I still drive, and I'm not afraid to get on the highway. I'm very independent, very independent. It's usually just activities around my house, taking care of my house, and my grandchildren come over, playing with them, games and whatnot. And I like to read. I do a lot of reading now. I sit more than I used to because I do enjoy reading. And I do walk every day. In the morning I get up at 6 o'clock and I do go for a walk. About around 2 miles I go in the morning with two of my neighbors.
Every day?
Every morning. Except Saturday and Sunday usually I don't. But I do that in the morning, and then sometimes in the afternoon I'll continue walking. I try to get my 10,000 steps in if I can. But sometimes it's not quite that. Sometimes it might be a little more.
It's probably more than I do.
But I try to stay busy, I really do. This is my den where my computer is, and of course I have a TV in here as well, and my exercise equipment. So I do ride my bike, and all the other fun things that go on in a family. Oh, this is my picture when I was young. Let's see. Oh yes, I have one more item to show you. My little exercise thing when I'm watching TV and being lazy. Okay, here we go. It's really good entertainment. That's enough of that. You know, everything is electronic now. I do have a computer, I have an iPad, I have a Kindle, I have a smartphone, and I have an Alexa. So I feel like I'm trying to keep up with everything. I want to be young. I'm not young, but I feel like I need to know what's going on. And so I've been very fortunate. You know, I've been telling you all about the things I have, my exercise equipment. I do have a Fitbit, and I do enjoy using it because it's so nice. When I walk in the morning, it gives me the amount of steps I've taken, it gives me the mileage I've gone. And so if I come home with less than 2 miles on there, I need to get back out. My family's nearby. My daughter Robin and Ken live close by, and so and the grandchildren keep me very busy. And I think it would be a very lonesome time if you had no one in the town with you. But I've been blessed to have some in the town with me. So my children are wonderful.
Yeah.
I guess I should have had more. Hi there. Hi, girls.
Hello. Where's Hi.
You have big eyes. Big eyes. Hi, pretty girls. Oh. I heard you had your picture made. I worked part-time until I was 79, and then then I help with my grandchildren a little bit. But right now, the only work I do is I volunteer at the library once a month to sell books for the benefit of the library, and so that's my main job out of the house. Not paid, of course. But I'm busy. I belong to several clubs that I enjoy going to and participating in, like the Orchid Club and Friends of the Library and things like that. I'm not home alone. I'm not home doing nothing, so that's good. And we do get together. We go to a couple organizations together. We go to certain meetings. We go together, like the Orchid Club, the Friends of the Library, and things like that. And we walk every morning together. So I'm pretty active, really. And then I usually see them over the weekend. We're all really live close by. I don't know. My dad died when he was 72, and my mom when she was 79, I think. So I feel very blessed. I'm the oldest one in my family right now. I have a sister that's younger, and my brothers are younger. My older sister did die when she was 72.
Wow.
So I'm the old one in the family. I think my family gives me respect that I need. I don't feel like I'm being overlooked in any way. I feel like I'm still strong enough to have a mind of my own. I think well.
Yes, definitely.
I'm able to reprimand some of my grandchildren sometimes.
Do you feel like people ever patronize you because of your age?
Well, I think definitely there's a difference, because I know I can even go to a doctor's office, and sometimes the doctor may ask a question, and if my daughter or someone's with me and I'm trying to give the answer, they'll be looking at my daughter instead of me to find out the answer. They think I sometimes don't have a mind of my own. I think that's more or less because they don't know how to react to an older person a lot of times, and they don't realize that we still are okay. We're in there.
Right. You're sharp.
But that is something that I don't particularly care about seeing them do. But normally it's
like,
just.
How do you react? Like,
I usually will interrupt and answer the question myself instead of my daughter. If they want my daughter or someone to answer for me, I don't let them answer for me.
Yeah.
Because.
Well, that's good. Are they kind of like shocked when you're answering all the questions?
I think
you're actually pretty sharp.
I think sometimes they are amazed that I would know certain things and I'm still not completely gone. I do have a little walking cane that is quite nice. It's collapsible, and it does help me, and it supports me when I'm feeling a little down some days, and because I do have a tendency to fall sometimes. But it's quite nice. Then when I get to where I'm going, I can always fold it up, and it collapses, and no one knows I use a walking cane then.
Why don't you really like your cane? Why do you try to kind of hide it from people?
I just feel like I'm ancient in it. I feel like I'm 110 in it. But I don't always need it, but your mother always says I need it more than I do. No, it's a secret. It's a secret.
Secret.
It's a secret.
What's some advice that you would give to people who are approaching old age? Say like people who are 20 years younger than you.
Just stay active. Don't sit idly doing nothing. Just stay busy. So many people, even younger than me, do absolutely nothing. And I feel like people should remain being active as possible, walking or just, usual general things with their family, not to be idle.
Do you think that's what's kept you like so sharp and feeling young?
Thank you, Zach. Thank you so much to say that. I feel like the reason I'm at the point I am right now, it's the fact that I have remained busy all my life. I've never been at a point where I didn't do anything. I have remained as active as possible.